Jesus Silva. We appreciate it. Marcus Papadopoulos, we're looking at an unprecedented move, perhaps one that is hard to imagine to have happened before in the shape and manner that this one has. What are your initial thoughts on this?
Well, Trump's decision to recognize Venezuela's opposition leader as the country's president constitutes a grievous blow to international law, and indeed one of the most grievous blows that international law has experienced in its history, certainly in modern history. And Trump's decision also is a reminder to the world that America is the arch enemy of international law. America has utter contempt for a country's independence and sovereignty. And I think we need to analyze, why have the Americans taken this diabolical step? There are two principal reasons. Ever since the 1990s, Venezuela, then under the late Hugo Chavez, nationalized Venezuela's oil industry, which deprived American and other oil companies, American companies such as Exxon, of vast amounts of money that they made on the backs of the Venezuelan people, exploiting Venezuela's natural resources. And of course, companies like ExxonMobil suffered major hits because of the nationalization of Venezuela's oil industry. So the Americans have been on Venezuela's case ever since then. The second reason concerns Russia, because Russia and Venezuela have established very close political, economic, and military relations. And indeed, we are told that Russia has plans to establish an airbase on Venezuelan soil to counter America's military presence on Russia's western borders. Now, that reason alone for the Americans is simply intolerable. For Washington, it is perfectly acceptable for NATO to be on Russia's border, but it is not acceptable for the Russian military to be close to America. So they are the two principal reasons for why Trump has now taken this horrendous decision to recognize an opposition leader as the country's president. International law has once again suffered a tremendous blow, and once again that blow has come from the United States of America.
Thank you very much for that. We appreciate it. That's Marcus Papadopoulos, publisher and editor at Politics First from London. And thank you, Jesus Silva, a correspondent there who spoke to us from Caracas. And that brings us to an end for this edition of the News Review.